Rejoice and be glad, for today the Lord has made. June 27, and this is OBS. And we bring it up, and this is what OBS looks like. And I usually have it in that corner section right there, but let's sit there and just bring it out a little bit. Actually, as you can see, I've got the live camera. This here shows me another scene I have. This is what I usually put up while I sit there and start the screen. Go on over and log into the chat room to say welcome to everybody and God bless everybody. And then I come back, and as you can see, like the IE browser, it's nothing shown. Chrome is nothing shown. That's because, as you see down below, that the IE and Chrome are not up at the moment. So if I sit there and I bring up my IE, my Internet Explorer, and then go back to IE, bingo. So you see the screen there, and then here I get exactly the same screen, so that whatever is here, same thing with Chrome. If I go to Chrome and then click on Chrome and bring up Chrome, and once it pops up, it'll be the same. Yep, see? And I go back over here. There's my Chrome. So you see my IE and Chrome, because I use Bing as the, not Google. I like to use Bing. Paul's Gospel, I've got set up. And these are the salvation slides, and I've got it locked. So you see what the little lock on over? So if I click it, it turns it. Now it's unlocked. Then you come down here to the gear, and you see this is where I had manually used hotkeys to control the slideshow. So I'm going to cancel there. I'm going to put the lock back on, and then I'm going to come over to this side, and you see where it says settings, okay, and then click on hotkeys. Well, then you come on down, and you see there's the salvation slides, and the next slide is Control N. The previous side is Control plus M. So if I get out of that, and then go into my salvation slides, I do a Control N, and you see manually I can go forward or I can go back to the very beginning. And that's the way I like it. That way I sit there, I talk. And the one thing I did is I was forgetting there when I first did this was I wasn't putting a mic in there. And without the mic, you're not hearing. That's like with the standby. The standby is hang in there. There's no mic. If I wanted to say something, I would come up here, audio input, use an existing, see, and I would click on the mic and then say OK. So now there's a mic, and you see with the mic, you see over here that the mic is working. If I want to get rid of it, highlight it, click no. Are you sure we want to remove? And I say yes. So now we're back to where I was before. That way my voice isn't being picked up and pushed onto the internet. I'm waiting to that point where I sit there. And when it gets 1 o'clock, then I sit there, I come back over here, and I take it off of the standby, and I go live. And you see the same thing with here with the Logitech camera. I sit there, and I went into the, I've got it, I don't think it'll let me in. There we go. And then I can go into the gear. I'm not hitting it. There we go. Hitting the gear. And then it comes in here, what do I want to use? Logitech High Definition Pro. See? That's for the camera. Okay? Now, when I sit there and I put the lock back on, I come down here to like this. Salvation slides, I'm going into pictures. With the IE browser, when you have a browser open, let me take the lock off. Okay, and let me highlight. Click here. Screencast-o-matic window. No, is what it's showing right now. Okay? But you sit there and what you do is you can click the down up arrow and you get, see, Chrome see, where it says Internet Explorer. You see that? And that where you sit there, you get it where you sit there, you're getting the right screen, lock it, and then you come back and you sit there and continue on. So whatever screen you had open on your PC, you would sit there and highlight that one. That's the one that you want. It may even have a URL or something like that that you can put in there, but you can do the same thing. Same thing with the Chrome. You get into the Chrome, take the Chrome that off, highlight it, go into the thing, and you see it's right now it's doing the screencast-o-matic because I have a window open right now. Otherwise, I could sit there and do screencast-o-matic, and you see what it happens. It sits there with seeing, because that way now it's going into the screencast on Chrome was what I have. Then I can do that. What I didn't want that. Let's go back to the screencast, and you see it's back to the screencast. Then I can come back and lock it, make sure. So you can create as many scenes as you want. And what you do is you just click here, and this would be a test to show how to use. Okay, and then you hit boom. Okay, so I've got my standby, my live capture, my Paul's Gospels. I got the Internet Explorer, the Chrome, and then I've got this. Well, you don't have any sources in here, so you start with something like maybe you put a date on it. There you say June 27th, which is today, and then you come over here and you put a plus. Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have audio, and that's what I was doing all the time. As I was having audio, but then I was forgetting to put audio, and then I lock it. That way I don't get in there. Then you can come back and do a plus again, and you can do an image, okay, a single image, and then you can name it whatever is needed. Okay, then you say okay, okay, and it automatically opens up to an image file. Then you can go to browse, click on your pictures, and like this, and bingo. So it sits there and you come in, then you sit there. What you do is you sit there and you drag one of the corners, and you get this guy where you want. You drag them in to like on the center, and what do? Whatever, you click the lock, and you see the red line goes away. So now you've got the cart before the horse. First of all, you got to just sit there and just take your time. Just sit there, and it's kind of, what do you need? I usually take the mic, and I use the arrows, and see, I just push them up. Therefore, the order in which you want, the same here. I can take the standby, and I can move it down, you see? Now, standby is way at the bottom, or I can sit there and back up to the top. So then I have my standby, my live camera, Paul's Gospel, where I have set up with the keys, the Control M and that, where the sinner's prayer and everything else, and I come right back around because I've got it set up on manual. That way I can talk to people about Les FELDICK, Robert Breaker, Jim DEVNEY, Charles Stanley, Adrian Rogers, Charles Lawson, J.D. Farag. Browser? Well, then I first bring up the browser, because if you don't bring up the browser, you get blank. It sits there, you've got to open it up. So I usually have my IE browser and Chrome up and working, so that when I go on start the streaming, and then the start changes to stop, and that's where I go to the start and stop. But like I said, I usually got this guy up and over here. That way when I got my like I'm here with the new tab, then I can sit there and do like this with internet, and then I have my up, and you see I have here, and then the chat room will be over here on this right hand side that I can sit there and do the chat with, and listen, see what people are typing, and then I can see what they're saying, and then I can do whatever I need to do at the same time with that whatever needs I have. Okay, so hopefully that sits there and does a nice little setup of how I use events. They're called scenes. You set up a scene, a test of how to see to use it. First thing you've got to remember to do. Now, like here, the same thing. If I wanted to have a camera in it, then what I would do, I would go here, and I would do a window capture device. Okay, add existing. Bingo. The camera. Say okay, and then you see it would give me a camera picture, and then I can shrink it way down, and it sits there and just like put it way down here in the corner, and then put the lock on it, and you see now the picture within picture, that when I got this, is that you can see a picture behind me, but if I sit there and let me see if I can do this. Go here. I want to add, okay, and I'm going to do a display capture. I'm going to do existing. Create a new one because I don't have that. Okay. And we want to display primary monitor. Oh, did I click on the wrong thing? I think I probably did, didn't I? Okay. Okay, I got the Logitech camera there. Okay, now it's locked. Okay, so I've got, we're showing the camera there. Let me see how I do this here. Let's go ahead and minus. So are you sure you want to remove it? Yes, I do. So we come back. Let's do the browser. That way you can do a browser with a picture in picture, which I'm thinking is what you want to do. Go up here. Give me like display capture. I want audio display capture. That's display capture. I want, okay, Logitech camera. Let's take him off. Let's look at that. Logitech Pro camera. Okay, so maybe because I've already got it, test here. Logitech camera is here with down here on the bottom. Maybe I can't do it, so let's take this guy and let's remove him. Say yes, goodbye. So now I've got that back. So now let's go over to the IE browser that we're trying to do that. Click the plus. We want a video capture. To say I was in the wrong place. Video capture. Add existing. Click on that guy and say OK. Bingo. You see what I've got? I can resize it. Put it where I want it. If I say I want it up there, click the lock it. Now I'm locked on that I can be using my IE browser and you can actually see me talking at the same time in that window. And hopefully this will sit there where you sit there and you just play with it a little bit. It's simple to me, is that you sit there, you just create your scene that you want. Like you come down here to with the how-to setup with the get the cart before the horse. Just take it one step at a time. Get yourself a thought where you have a certain thing that you want to show. To me, this was before I start my live streams on Friday. I sit there and I say, hey, we'll be starting 1 o'clock. Then you click down here. That way they get a face of me and you can see the lock is off because there's a red line going around it. So I click on the lock. The red line goes. Now it's fixed. It's like locked in that position right there. Then I can click on my gospel using hotkeys with the Control N to go forward. Control M will get me back, and that was done over here with the settings and hotkeys, and that was down there at the very bottom where it sits there. And it, oh, wrong way. We sit there and we had that down here. We had salvation. Next slide, previous slide, Control plus N. So you hit the Control key. Let me show that for you. You hold the Control key and then plus the N key, and you see it automatically puts it in there. You say apply, and you say OK, and now you've got the Control N. We'll go forward. Give it a little bit of time. Sometimes it's a little bit, give it just a hesitate, and then bingo, I'm back to the first slide. Now to get rid of something, it's the same thing. You can leave everything in there, like I've done before when I've created things. You just hit the minus. Are you sure you wish to remove test to show how to use? I say yes. And you see everything on the right side that was under that completely disappeared. And then bingo, you're back here with me live. And you're seeing my uniform. That I was in Army 69. And yes, we were artillery and headed for Vietnam. But we got 5 of us pulled and we got sent to Germany. We stood over nukes as first defense against the Soviet Union. So, as you can see, hopefully with the 2 browsers, I usually have them open, like as you can tell down here on the bottom. I had an email, and yeah, I just sent you an email, Stephen. Well, brother, It was a long time. You were somewhere in, I don't know, Georgia or something like that, and your transmission went out, and you had that van of yours or whatever that said, what was it? Like a van. Yeah, you had a van that sat there, and the transmission went out, and I sit there, and I was, God gave it to me to help. I'll get you a new transmission in that car to get you going again. So, and I sent you this. Hopefully, I'll sit there and get this posted up, and if then it will, I'll sit there and send you Israeli News Live again at Gmail with a link to this video, so that you can actually look at it, study it. This is where the console's over here. As you can see, the studio mode gives you something I've never used. I'm sorry, but I just don't. I don't use that. So to me, this for what I do, I don't, the cutscenes and the fade and the transit, the preview, and then the program. No, I sit there and go one screen. I choose what I want, what screen, you know, before I get started, and then I click start. And this actually looks like this is kind of like screensaver, which I'm recording this under, is that you can do a recording without going live. So you can use Open Broadcast to do live. And if I go to help and about, well, you can see I'm running version 23.2.1, and the dark color is new. It used to be just gray, but we're getting a darker color because we just got a new one. It shows me how much I'm doing with the frames per second. I've got a dual core. So it's a gift, and Lord, I'm just celebrating that I've got something, because my old one was Vista. This is Windows 7, so it's like it was a gift, a donation given to me, and it's like that transmission I help with you. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, and you just say thank you. And as you can see, I've got the audio turned off for the desktop audio. If you wanted to have something that's in the screen that you're showing, you probably want to turn on the desktop audio and turn off your mic, because it may have may cancel each other out. That's it. I haven't done that much, so I'll just let you know that you can sit there with the mic, auxiliary mic and stuff like that, maybe the camera mic or whatever. But yeah, this is where you'd sit there and you can turn them. See, I can turn it on, or by clicking it again, it turns it off. Why? Because it's in standby. I don't need someone hearing me talking to myself as I set up. Okay, I got this, I got that, I've got the IE open, I got the Chrome is open, I've got all my presentation is ready, because I will usually sit there, come in here, and I'll make a new scene, and I'll put pictures of something I want to talk about, maybe scriptures. I'll copy and paste scriptures, then I'll take that picture and bring it in, and I do like I did with the live with the salvation slides. I'll sit there and I'll put pictures, and then I'll go through manually and do it, and just do it that way. So, and that's like I said, that's what I do, and I do it every Friday, and it sits there. It seems to work really good. So hopefully we'll leave it at that, and hopefully it helps you and gives you an idea of what it is, just to look at the controls and see it. To me, it's simple. You click on it, you create a scene. You just got to remember, sometimes you got to put like video in the video so that you can see the video if you want to be part of it, or you got to have audio. I sit there for a couple of times. I was talking. I didn't have a mic in that scene, so then it was silence, and it sits there and it's like, oh my God, I blew that. It's 20 minutes of silence. So I learned the hard way on some of it. So hopefully this will help you, Stephen. If need some more help, give me a shout. Yhope at earthlink.net. Love you, brother.